Sometimes I masturbate 4 or 5 times a day, and I won't stop.
Kayla, get more in line with what
raw and chafe down there.
Keep the
Whenever I
diagonal.
come, I always come.
Get closer.
On a piece of toilet paper.
Get closer to each other.
If there's no toilet paper,
Baron,
then I
don't
use
go
the sock.
faster. Keep the
It's
diagonal.
always the sock that I wore that day, and never a clean sock. It's kind of gross, but I put it in the laundry basket afterwards. If there's no sock, then I use a paper towel.
Okay, you guys stop right where
The
you are.
paper
Stop
towel
moving.
goes into the trash can. The animals swim up and try to eat it. I would probably be less chafe if I used a tub of Vaseline.
Don't go anywhere yet, Kayla. Start dancing for him right now. Addison, look back. This is gonna live for a while, Sam.
Okay, that's perfect, guys. That's great. Can you just hold it there for a few seconds? I just want to get this. What the fuck? What the fuck, man? Is nobody watching the door? Whose job is that? Cause it hurt, man. Right. $1 billion industry. Wow, yeah. Alright, go.
This is
Go!
where I was right here.
Abortion.
Abortion!
That's not right.
No, do it again.
Do it again.
Flip every time too.
Amber, that's great.
Go!
Look where you're taking that.
I can't do it.
No, the block is really good. Pause. This is super good. Amber, can you just move the screen over? Yeah, that blocks are awesome there. And then just moving the screen over. Yeah, great. Okay. Thanks. Keep going.
Let's go.
Let's go!
Go.
Keep asking the woman to do it.
Mother!
Yeah, fuck off!
You fuck off, Madison!
Fucking kill him!
Go ahead.
Oh, I like when you cry.
Have you ever thought about the birds and the bees?
Someone try and rescue this by getting a chair to come back on stage. Yeah, chair lineup. That's good.
To whom it may concern, I lost my virginity when I was 13 years old during the 15-minute intermission of a production of My Fair Lady. She was in costume, or I was in costume, she was not. It was over before it began. A few years later, when she asked me to the junior prom, I was extremely embarrassed to tell her that I had also slept with her sister.
From here on out, no more small talk.
From here on out, I'm watching you.
To whom it may concern, it's pronounced epitome.
let Sam just be there for just a second, and then Jazz, come on in. All right, that's enough.
Do not think so. You shall not find it so. And God forgive them that so much have swayed your majesty's good thoughts away from you. I will redeem all this on Percy's head. And in the closing of some glorious day, be bold to tell you that I am your son. When I will wear a garment all of blood, and stain my favors in the bloody mask which washed away shall scour my shame with it. And that shall be the day, whene'er it lights, that this same child of honor and renown, this gallant Hotspur, this all-praised knight, and your unthought of Harry chance to meet. At ease. Your mother and I are very proud of you.
Your mother and I are very proud.
I want it to be freezing cold outside. I want to be wearing pink socks and light eucalyptus scented candles to be everything running. Hold tight. I want it to be freezing cold outside.
Love. Deep, intense affection. Sexual passion. A beloved person or thing. Liking. Appetite. Penchant. Weakness. Partiality. Enjoyment. Relish. Games. Score of 0. To be in love with. Adore. Dote on. Worship, idolize, treasure, prize, cherish, to be devoted to, care for, hold dear. Like, be addicted to, enjoy greatly, relish, delight in, be partial to. Have a soft spot for.
Everyone forgets that Icarus also flew. It is curious, is it not, that a random structure of aromatic hydrocarbons can evoke the deepest romantic feelings in us?
Sammy, not yet done. Go back. That part comes later.
speaking in metaphor is decidedly more comfortable than explaining the mechanics of sex.
Alone the whole way.
Two grown-ups shedding their clothes to expose hidden parts of the body, always and before associated with the pun.
Deep, intense affection, sexual passion, a beloved person or thing.
Born alone, die alone.
It's no wonder we fall back on analogies from the animal kingdom.
My father sat me down to talk about the birds and the bees when I was 9 years old.
Nature, of course, has its own complications.
I was very confused. I loved animals and I loved biology, so it occurred to me that a bird and a bee literally could not, well, you know. I don't think you realize that if a bird and a bee were actually together, then something is very wrong with nature.
Why must the father robin decamp after a season? Or the queen bee leave a trail of drone suicides wherever she flies?
It's the same when love comes to an end.
She'll learn about the birds and the bees anyhow, so it'd be best if it were for me, though I often wonder whether I'm qualified to impart to her those rather unexpected facts of life.
No, I know I must spell out the origin beyond sitting in a tree, K-I-S-S-I-N-G.
In spite of true romance magazines, we shall all look back and see
But how and
where
when
do I begin
begin
to address
the
the
fact?
fact
that in spite of our company, we were alone the whole way.
that the bodily act of sex delves into the deep level of the soul,
It's the same when love comes to an end.
which can be twisted into the worst of all weapons or cultivated into food that nurtures?
Where the marriage fails.
I do not say lonely, at least not all the time, but essentially and finally alone. That is what makes your self-respect so important. And I don't see how you can respect yourself if you must look into the hearts and eyes of others for your happiness.
How do I point out that power without joining the loud and insidious voices declaring that her body and her lifetime of choices determine her total worth as a woman? But I've gotten ahead of myself. Right now, my goal is more basic. That she could ask any question without distress, and that I could respond with honesty and ease. So how can I maintain any open conversation, being mindful not to impart shame or fear, if I'm embarrassed or ashamed to even start?
Everyone forgets that Icarus also flew. It's the same when love comes to an end, when marriage fails. And people say they knew it was a mistake, that everybody knew it would never work, that she was old enough to know better. But anything worth doing is worth doing badly. Like being there by that summer ocean, on the other side of the island. The love was fading out. Stars burning so extravagant in those nights.
It is curious, is it not, that a random structure of aromatic hydrocarbons can evoke the deepest of romantic feelings in us?
Anyone would tell you that they would never last.
These structures exist in a cyclic nature, balancing between both single and double bonds.
Every morning she was asleep in my bed like a visitation. Gentleness in her, like antelope, standing in the dawn mist. How can they say that the marriage failed? Like the people who came back from Provence when it was still Provence and said that they liked it, but the food was greasy. I believe Icarus was not failing as he fell. He was simply coming to the end of his triumph.